Hey guys, hopefully you guys can see me and hear me. Let us know in the chat if you can't. I'm gonna try to speak loud. My name is Jessie Jones. I am a super proud alum of Columbus State. I graduated in, 2007 with my Associate of Arts. I grew up in Southwestern City Schools. I went to Central Crossing, if anyone played them in high school. And I loved Columbus State so much. As soon as I graduated, I was trying to figure out my way to find a job here. I ended up going to OSU, get my bachelor's, and then I networked with folks here, a lot of coffees, a lot of lunches, and then finally someone reached out to me with a job. And so I started working here in 2015. Yeah, we'll go with that. 2015. I feel like all the years are blurring together in my mind because in pandemic years, I worked here for like 18. But I'm excited to be here with you. I teach a public speaking workshop to some of the ambassadors and at CLCO sometimes. So by day, I work for Columbus State for the Columbus State Foundation. The foundation is the philanthropic side to the college. So I fundraise for programs and scholarships and support students. In nights and weekends, mostly in the before times, as I call them, before COVID, you could find me performing comedy and acting and presenting these workshops to community organizations. So public speaking and presenting comes easily to me, but only because I've done it for so long. And so I know that there are folks out there that public speaking to them is just the worst and they hate doing it. And that breaks my heart, right? Because I feel like at Columbus State, hopefully all students feel like they have a voice. And how sad if you have something to say, but you're too scared to say it, right? And so that really hurts my heart. So today we're going to talk about elevator speeches and speaking with confidence. If I stand here, can you guys still see everything okay? Okay, cool. So, and I'm going to barrel through this because I do have to talk at another thing at 2 o'clock, but it's virtual. So I'm just going to like pop into a classroom across the hall to do that. So questions if you have them. I'll try to get to them at the end. If not, I apologize. But elevator speeches and speaking with confidence. Let's get going. So in my public speaking workshop, it's called Finding Your Speaking Style. And really quickly, my theory is that people hate public speaking because they saw a great public speaker and they think, I'm not like them, therefore, I'm not going to be a good public speaker. I'm here to tell you that you can think about your public speaking style the same way you can your fashion style, your clothing style. Do you need to do anything? No? Okay. I thought you were waving me down. Sorry. So think about your fashion style, right? Think about what's in your closet, what's in your drawers, right? You pick out those clothes because they fit your body, they fit your lifestyle, they fit the things you have to do day to day. I think that your speaking style should also be like that. And just like your clothing style, some days you can dress down, some days you got to polish up. Same thing with your public speaking style, right? How we talk with our friends in between classes is different than how we talk in a job interview, hopefully. And so in my bigger public speaking workshop, I go through a series of questions to kind of get you thinking of your speaking style. And no matter what your answers are to these questions, they're never wrong because it's your style, right? So some questions, like, do you love to tell stories? And by that, I mean, if you are late to something and someone asks, what happened? Are you the person that says like, I just got a flat tire? Or are you the person that says, oh my God, listen to this. Sun was shining, it was crazy, there was a lot of traffic, there was a red car and a blue car, and then all of a sudden, this truck came out, and then my tire just made a loud noise. That's someone who loves to tell stories, okay? That's me. I'm one of those people. Do you recover quickly from unexpected moments? It's okay if you do or don't. Some people can recover and adapt quickly. Some people need a beat. Are you soft-spoken? The reason I bring that up is that if you are soft-spoken, maybe you can rearrange the room to have everyone closer to you, and maybe you're in the center. Maybe you can ask for a microphone. Maybe you can, configure things so that you can, like Dr. Harrison, I think we would all agree is soft spoken. So that's why he always has a mic. He owns it. I'm not soft spoken. I like to talk loudly. You need visual aids. Some people, visual aids become a hindrance. It's like a crutch, and it's one more thing for me to have to worry about. Others need that visual aid. And I especially want to bring that up for job interviews. People don't think about visual aids in job interviews, but your resume, you can print out your own resume and bring it to your job interview. I actually highly encourage it. Same thing with your cover letter, because if you just need that visual aid to physically hold on to, just for confidence, that's fine. If you need it to reference, that's fine. But I just always bring that up so that if you are one of those people that need that reference, own it. Do you like being memorized? Me, I like to be a little bit memorized, a little bit in the moment off the cuff. That's just my style. However, I do have coworkers that they write exactly what they're going to say. They read it 4 times, and that's what they're going to say. Either way, that's cool. Really quickly, up here is a list of, or as a lot of pictures of folks, right? And we don't need to go through all of them, but each one of these folks have different speaking styles, right? Some are soft-spoken, right? Some are a little bit louder, they can project, right? Some are animated, some are passionate, some are silly and goofy, right? Steve Jobs always had visual aids, always. And he was soft-spoken, yet when he was alive, he was one of the most powerful people in the world. And you can say, oh, sure, Jesse, those people are rich and famous. Of course, they're gonna own their public speaking style. But I'm gonna flip the script on you and say, how do we know they didn't own and accept their style first, which then contributed to them becoming rich, famous, powerful, whatever? You see what I'm saying? All right, so that's speaking style. Elevator speeches. Elevator speeches come in handy all the time, not just for the activity you're gonna do today for your clubs, for your COAs, but your own individual elevator speech comes in handy just right here on campus. And honestly, it's called an elevator speech because if you got stuck in an elevator with somebody for, I don't know, a couple of floors, 20 seconds, and this was somebody who you really, really wanted to meet, what would you say to them in 20 seconds that would tell them everything you wanted them to know? That's why it's called an elevator speech, right? And so think about like the person that if you got in an elevator with them for 30 seconds, you would just really want them to know all these things about you and maybe give me a job or a hug or something. I don't know. That's why it's called an elevator speech. So I'm going to rattle through a couple examples. You'll see in the red, that's an individual elevator speech. Blue, I made up the Columbus State Cookie Club. I'm not saying I would not go to that, but I'm just saying I would love that if that was a thing. So I tried to come up with one that like wasn't real. Okay, so really quickly, you're going to hear me go through my individual elevator speech and then a clubs and orgs one. Okay. Hi, my name is Jessie Jones. I am working towards my associate's degree and majoring in history, but I also work as an intern at the Ohio State House. My ultimate goal is to go to law school someday. What do you do? Did that sound so natural? I hope it did, right? Let's flip it and do a club org affiliation version. Hey there, we are the Columbus State Cookie Club. We are a group of students who love everything cookies. We meet up once a week. Everyone brings their own box or bag of cookies to share, and we just kind of check in with one another. We want to spread the word about our fun but chill club, make a few more friends, and of course, eat more cookies. If you're interested in joining us, we meet every third Thursday at noon in the cafeteria. Find us on Cougar Connect, and don't worry if you don't bring cookies, we always have extra. Boom, that's it, guys. To make it even easier, I broke it down into a template. What? So hopefully you guys have already had copies of these. But yeah, take a screenshot, do whatever you gotta do. Fill in the blanks, right? And I broke the elevator speech down into 4 parts, right? What's your name, right? So if I'm in an elevator with you and I say, hi, good morning, what would you say? Or like, oh, like, tell me about yourself. Hi, we are blank. Summary of what you do. Now this can be hard, right? Because if you're a student, right, sometimes the job that you're doing as a student is not the dream job, right? We all get that. Like sometimes you're working at Bob Evans and that's it. You know, like I'm working at Bob Evans right now, but what I really want to be is a brain surgeon, right? And so like say that in your elevator speech, right? What do you want? And sometimes what you want is like what you want to be when you graduate, or sometimes what you want is, I want social justice, I want this, want that. So you can put in whatever you want. It's your elevator speech. Call to action or question, I leave that in there so that it's not just like me, me, me. End of statement. You right? End with a question. Can I connect with you on LinkedIn? Find us on Cougar Connect. Can I get your business card? Tell me about you. All those kinds of things. Do you want to add anything, Susan, while we're on here?
No, but we'll be sharing this when it's time for their activity, so they'll be able to access it again.
Perfect. All right. And no questions are coming in that I need to answer anything? Cool. Thank you guys for going with me on this trip while I speak really fast. The last thing I'll say about this is, and we'll get into this a little too, have fun with it, right? It doesn't have to be robotic and serious, right? Put some personality into it. We're going to talk about that here in a bit. But when somebody literally asks, like, tell me about yourself, tell me about what you're studying, we're genuinely curious. Like, why? Like, why are you studying psychology, right? Why are you studying real estate? Why are you, because I was just talking with an alum, Devin Brown, who used to be an ambassador. And if you just asked him, what are you studying? He would say real estate. But if you asked him a little bit more, he would tell you that he majored in real estate because he feels that real estate is a, how do I say it? He said real estate, where he grew up, real estate was never talked about. Owning real estate is not something that in his neighborhood anyone could achieve. So he is breaking down barriers to owning real estate in low socioeconomic parts of the city. That's a completely different story than just studying real estate, right? Put that in, it's in his elevator speech. He's a realtor. You best believe he's got an elevator speech. So you have to go somewhere. You have to go to a job interview. You came here today. Chances are, if you have to go in public, you have to put shirt, pants, shoes, right? Those virtual, who knows what you're wearing, whatever. But like, there's a formula, right, to your outfit. Same thing with a speech. Same thing with your elevator speech, a job interview. Even if you're like having like you're in a class and you have to have a meeting with other students to talk about a group project, there's still a formula or an agenda that you have to put together. So I kind of use that as a metaphor of when you're putting together this elevator speech or any kind of presentation, that there is a formula, right? Purpose plus words plus personality equals your speech, your speaking style, again, to your own style. Purpose. Okay, what is the purpose of this elevator speech? What is the purpose of you going into this job interview? What is the purpose of this presentation you have to make in class? There is a purpose to it. It's not a waste of time. And if you don't take at least 3 seconds to think about the purpose of this, and if it's not clear to you, it's not going to be clear to me, right? So if you were trying to sell me on something and that wasn't coming through, then I'm not gonna get there. And so with this elevator speech, right, what's the purpose? The purpose is to let other students know about your club. Another purpose could be to foster a sense of belonging with students in that niche, right? So I used Cookie Club, and that's like funny and silly because it's cookies and we all love cookies, unless you're Genevieve and you're not allowed to eat those cookies. But, right? But hopefully you also got from my elevator speech that we check in with one another. Yes, we eat cookies, but it's not about the cookies. The cookies are just the vehicles for us to check in with one another, right? So with Gaming Club, obviously, yes, games are cool, games are fun, but it's also like-minded people coming together, right? There's like layers of purpose here. You don't have to game by yourself at home. game with others, make friends, make connections, right? So think about that too. So questions to ask yourself when defining purpose. And we'll use the elevator speech as an example, but think about the next time you go into a job interview. The purpose is to get the job. So even if just taking 5 seconds right before you walk in to like remind yourself that the purpose of this interview is to shine a light on me, my accomplishments, my experience, my expertise to get the job. That's the purpose. Let's do this, right? So elevator speech. This elevator speech is going to be what, 30 seconds?
It has to be less than 60 seconds
Mhm.
so that we can share it on Instagram Reels.
Less than 60 seconds, okay? 60 seconds or less for Instagram Reels. So imagine it's already done, right? Or like, what's the 3 takeaways you want people to know after they hear your elevator speech? What are the emotions you want them to feel? Will it change throughout, right? Will you start with like some big, impactful, crazy thing and then slow it down and then explain, or vice versa, right? You come in soft and then you end with a kaboom, right? Whatever. Get in their heads. What do you think they're expecting to see, learn, and observe, right? So someone sees Cookie Club, they might think like, oh, that's for like baking and pastry students, right? No, Cookies Club is literally for anyone who loves cookies or likes them a lot or just wants to meet new people, whatever. So if they think it's just for baking, let's flip it. No, this is open to any student, any, whatever they're studying, anyone. Divide your speech up into sections, buckets, parts, and give each part a quick title or purpose, right? So, I kind of gave a template here, but maybe that template doesn't work for you, right? Like maybe you have somebody creative in your club that's like, ooh, I have a better idea, right? Like if we're the creative writing club, let's make it a poem. Or if we're the gaming club, let's all, dress up in different characters and like do that thing. And I only say that because I want Kyle to dress up as a video game. So purpose. Take a minute, think about the purpose. And because it's your club, you're going to know what you would want to hear, right? What you would want to see. If you didn't know about the Cookie Club, what would get you to come to the Cookie Club every third Thursday? Words. So we talked about purpose. Next up, words. Because even if we still have an ASL, yeah. So even an ASL club, right? There's language there. So what are you going to say? Maybe you're holding up words. Maybe you're signing. Maybe you're speaking in different languages. But no matter what, you have to communicate something with words, right? So how do we get this going? Yes, I gave a template, but you still got to fill in the template. So brain dump. Classy, right? But just jot everything down. Take 60 seconds. You and your club members just jot down everything. Like when I say Cookie Club, what comes to mind? Obviously, chocolate chip, right? Peanut butter, connections, friendship, laughter, right? Just kind of like jot it all down and then look at it. It just gets the brain juices flowing. The 3 game. Divide your speech into 3 sections. And then give like 3 points. Like first, we're going to tell them this, then we're going to tell them this, and then we're going to end with that. And then if you keep breaking it down into 3s, then, whatever. Most of our smartphones have some sort of voice recording something or other. Maybe take a minute and everyone just like say, into your phones or by yourself, the first time I came to Cookie Club, it was this, what I love about this, this one time this really funny thing happened, this, that, and the other. We dared someone to eat 18 cookies and they did it, like whatever it is, and then go back and listen to it. Maybe you'll get some ideas. Again, talking fast, sorry guys. Personality, the fun stuff, right? Your club has a personality. You guys have personalities individually, but your club also has a personality, a chemistry, something that makes it different. Hone in on that, right? A well put together outfit is the same as a well put together speech presentation, right? It seems organized, it's coordinated. There's little pops of accessories and fun and things. but they have confidence, right? Think back to if you've ever seen anybody walk in with like an amazing suit, amazing outfit, and you were like, dang, it probably didn't matter exactly what they were wearing. They were wearing it with confidence. Same thing with your speaking style. It doesn't actually matter, I mean, it does matter what you're saying, but you can say anything, but with confidence, it's gonna land. That's the difference. That's the difference maker, right? So, right, confidence comes with being comfortable. Comfortable comes with acceptance of your style. And acceptance comes when you rid yourself of whatever you think you're supposed to say, supposed to be, supposed to do. I know that's like easy for the public speaking workshop presenter to just say, be confident, but I mean, we all have to start somewhere. And I'm telling you right now, for your club's elevator speech, yeah, think about it. Get comfortable, let go of whatever you think it's supposed to, because all of your elevator speeches right now, I'm going to tell you, are going to look different. And that's awesome. That's Columbus State. We want you to have fun with it. We want you to be creative with it, right? Don't think you have to follow my template. My template was just there to get you started. Random public speaking advice, because I didn't know what else to title this slide. Relax, smile, speak up, speak slow. Have you ever had to call customer service for anything and you can tell on the other line who's smiling and who's not, right? There's just something in your voice that happens when you're relaxed and you're smiling and you're speaking slow. Sometimes it feels like you're speaking, like up here in my head, it feels like I'm speaking so slow. However, to you guys, you're just hearing it normally. I can talk fast. You guys have seen me do it for the past half hour. But when you're doing these elevator speeches and you're filming it, try to speak slow so that we can hear you. Speak slow and relaxed so that it comes off confident. Like, have you ever noticed, like Dr. Harrison, he takes his time with his words. A lot of the speakers that I showed, like Malala, like if you've ever seen one of her speeches, she takes her time with her words because she wants you to hear every single word, right? Own it. So speak slow, relax, smile in your elevator speeches because we don't want to scare people away. We want them to come to our clubs, right? Know your audience and know your space, right? So again, your audience, yes, it's anyone who's going to watch that Insta reel, but honestly, your audience is your people, your tribe, the people who also love cookies, or the people who also want to make connections, right? Maybe they don't know anyone else at Columbus State, and this is like a really safe way to go make friends, right? So know your audience. What would, for those who are interested in gaming, what kind of jargon could you say that would light them up, right? What could you say that would make them know that, like, that's my people, they get me? Know your space. This is for mostly like if you had to give a presentation, right? Show up early, know if you have a clicker, know if you have a mic or anything. Job interview, show up early, make sure that like you don't get the broken chair in the room, that kind of thing. Set yourself up for success, I guess is what I mean. Don't distract from your words. So you're about to do this elevator speech, and maybe you're gonna film something really, maybe, is there a parkour club? No.
No physical activity.
No physical activity, okay. So imagine if you were, okay, I'm gonna say parkour. For those that don't know, parkour is the thing where people like run from like top of building to top of building and they flip. Like that could be like a really fun club. I think OSU had one for a second. That's the only reason I bring it up. And that could be like a really cool video to like show like, I'm gonna flip off of the thingy and I'm gonna do that. But if it's just like you doing crazy things and like I can't actually hear your words, I don't know what you're saying. Or like, imagine if the running club was just a video of running. And they're trying to talk, but they're like out of like, don't distract from your words, right? Use your words, and it can like you can even have fun with it, right? So maybe the gaming club is just like gaming. Oh man, oh yeah, join gaming club. We meet every month. Bye, gaming club, right? But don't distract from your words. Balance. if you decide to go with like a funny thing or whatever, just balance. Don't do too much of one thing. If you've ever heard the phrase, too many accessories ruin an outfit, right? That's what I mean by that. Play the part. So there's a trick in public speaking world where, I'm just gonna turn off my alarm, where you're really scared. You're really scared to get up and do this speech. You're really scared to do this elevator speech. You're really scared to go to that person and like shake their hand. A trick is to play the part. Play the part of someone who is just going to nail this presentation. Play the part of somebody that's going to walk into that job interview with like full, utter confidence and just, you know, say all the things that like that character would say. And then afterwards, you can go cry in your car. But for that 5 minutes, play the part. It's a mind trick that works for some people, not everybody, you know, but sometimes it's nice to know that just 2 minutes, I'm going to be that person in the movie that's like got all the confidence. And then when no one's looking, I'll hyperventilate, right? Obviously celebrate your speaking style. I won't get into this. These are just some tips about networking. I know we're still in like a virtual world, but networking still happens. And I bring up networking too, because if you are leaders in your club, or even if you're just members in your club, you're going to be networking about your club. Hopefully you're networking, right? You're in class, you're sitting, you know, having coffee in Mitchell Hall, whatever it is, network, talk about your club. And it's not weird. Networking is only as weird as you make it. For the most part, people are interested in hearing new things, interesting things. The other part I want to talk about this, oh, it wasn't in here. I must have taken it out. But unless you're in a stand-up comedy competition, which I've done, the audience is always rooting for you. I'll say that again. The audience is always rooting for you. Sometimes we feel that like, if we get up to speak, everyone's, you know, hoping we fail. No, like you guys are watching me. You're not rooting for me to fail, right? I'm up here talking. You want me to do good. Same thing with your elevator speeches. Don't go into it thinking that people are hoping you mess up your elevator speech. No, people are actually excited that these are going to come out. So just sometimes knowing that helps relax the anxiety a little bit that everyone's rooting for you. Same thing in job interviews. They're rooting for you, right? They brought you in for the interview. The networking events, I mean, we all showed up to the networking event, whether it's virtual or in person, to network. So, you know, it's okay. Flip the script. Sometimes people don't go to networking events because, virtual or in person, because they think that it's like, oh God, I don't want to be schmoozy and weird. And I don't, you know, like, I don't have business cards and like, flip the script. If you're a servant leader, or if you're someone who likes to be of service, if you'd rather advocate for others than yourself, if you're one of those, think of it that somebody in that room really needs to hear something from you, right? Maybe your perspective as a student at Columbus State, maybe you just know like a really great coffee shop in the same neighborhood, a good daycare down the street, whatever it is, like flip the script in your head that you don't have to get anything out of this. Go to the networking event to give your expertise and your perspective. Sometimes that helps. Act like children. If you remember being a kid, kids don't care if anyone's looking at them. They don't have the same insecurities adults do. We get those as we grow older. And I'm here to say that in like the nicest way possible, no one's worried about what we're wearing, right? Nobody's worried about all the things that we overanalyze about ourselves at networking events, in these elevator speeches, right? Like no one's looking at it. No one's thinking about it. We are in our heads, but I promise you no one else is. Let's see. The last thing I'll end on, because I do have to go to another speaking thing, is every opportunity is an opportunity. That's my mantra in life. Every opportunity is an opportunity. I got this job from networking. I've gotten a lot of my jobs simply because I go to places and I say, hey, I'm looking for a job in fundraising, or if you hear anything, let me know. And then they did, and then they did. They heard about something and they let me know. Had I not said that to that person in that room, I would not have heard that job. That job led to that job, and that job led to that job. Every opportunity is an opportunity. And again, if you're those people that like, oh, I don't want the spotlight on me, flip it around. This elevator speech could be the one thing that really helps a student stay in school, right? You'd make your elevator speech, you get them to come to a couple club meetings. Now college is like this really great fun thing for them. Now they found their tribe. Now they found their people, and they, there's too many obstacles in college that could make us think that I'm not supposed to do this. And I'm talking about a first gen kid myself, right? Like, it just seems like, this is a sign from the universe. I'm not supposed to do this. Well, your elevator speech, your club could be the opposite. It could be the sign that they are supposed to be here. There are people like them at the college. And yes, you meet up 3 times a year. That's something, right? Every opportunity is an opportunity. I spoke really fast. That was a lot. I have to go. I feel really bad. But thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie.